Next, let's take a look at how to select and work with some of these curves. I'm just going to move over to our normal selection tool. Now when we single click on a curve, we get to select the curve. You can see it shows up a little bit darker and with a crosshatch sort of appearance. But also notice that single clicking sometimes only grabs part of a curve, even though we drew that curve with one single tool. You can see that this part over here isn't selected yet. As I click on other portions, you can see that the curve is divided up into little segments. Now the program does this automatically, and it'll do it for every curve that we're looking at. If you want to grab the whole curve, a really quick way to do this is to double-click. Double-clicking grabs all the curve from beginning to end, and once the curve is selected, you can now grab it and move it around your workspace. Our selection tool also has a couple of other options available as well. Let me double-click on this top curve. And up in the Options section of the tool palette, we can see a Straighten and Smooth setting. These are actually tools themselves. If you click on Smooth, it will just smooth the line a little bit, and you'll notice that the curve has a few less bumps and wiggles. If you want more smoothing, you can just click More. And of course, if you overdo it, you can always use Undo. Now we saw earlier how to reshape the curve using the Subselection tool to access the points and handles, but there's actually an easier way using the Normal Selection tool. When a curve is selected, you can move it around and of course smooth or straighten it, but when a curve is deselected, you can reshape it. Now let me just click off in an empty area of my workspace. My curve is now deselected, and when I move the selection cursor near it, you can see that the cursor changes to show a couple of little extra icons there. Those icons indicate the ability to reshape our curves. All I have to do is click on the curve and drag it around. You can see that I'm basically reshaping that curve just like we did with the points and handles, but I don't really have to know where the points and handles are. I can grab the curve at any location and just pull. If you grab at an endpoint, you'll see that you have that corner cursor there, and that basically just moves that endpoint around. This is the same thing that'll happen at any corner point inside of your curve as well. Now we can do this with any shape. We can do it with ones created with the pencil tool or with the pen tool. And we can even reshape straight line segments as well. Now there's one more modification located in the Options section for the Normal Selection tool, and that's the big magnet icon here. That will turn on snapping. Now this actually is a setting for all the tools, and once it's on, it will stay on until you turn it off again. With snapping, you can grab a hold of something, like the endpoint of this line here, and you'll notice that it has a little circle indicated on it. If I get near to another object, that circle will grow big and it'll snap, giving me a nice, clean, precise connection between those two lines. You can even use snapping in the middle of a line. I'll grab this corner point and drag it down and snap it to this one, and that basically eliminates that section that was in the middle of those two.